these booty short. Like, now we back. Society's back. We have a great balance of the Thots and the good women. Before Sexxy, like COVID and the good women was standing out. The Thots was, I don't know, you had to go find them. Now you can get on the gram and see one and be like, oh, she might be one of them ones. Let me go hit her up. We linking the same night. She come back to the crib and we going to pay. What it do, YouTube? It's Ty Fetty with the Fetty. Back at y'all with another video, man. I know why we here. To handle business, but before we handle that business, man, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to say it again, bro. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to say it one more. Matter of fact, like, comment, subscribe. Before I got to beat you up, y'all know what's going on. Y'all, look, we had 27,000, like 700 subs. I told y'all, give me the 30K by the end of June. It is May 28th. Give me the 30,000 subs by the end of June. I got a giveaway for y'all. Details coming soon, you know. But yeah, y'all know I always give back, bro. This will be like my, third, fourth giveaway. It's been a winner every time. Somebody got paid every time. I'm asking y'all, get me the 30K, man. But y'all know how I go. We got the disturbing rise of Sexxy Red. I ain't gonna lie. Get it sexy. Get it sexy. Get it sexy. Yeah, you know this. Super. I ain't lying, though. I ain't gonna lie. Sexxy Red crank. She definitely for the women. But she get the women up. In the club, they hear Sexxy. Everybody getting up. And they start throwing that more. You hear me? I don't got nothing against her. She doing good for the economy. If you ask me, she getting the girls in a hoe out. Yeah, I'm always accepting of that. Let's get it. Let's see what they talking about, man. Shout out Sexxy Red, man.
March 2020,
generational.
Sexxy Red released her latest single.
No kizzy.
Sexxy. This came with a raucous music video featuring the biggest streamer in the world, Aiden Ross, recreating the classic scene from American Pie, as well as a scene where Sexxy Red was on a date with Drake and rejected him. She knocked back the most successful rapper that's ever lived. Now that's a ballin' music video. This track was a guaranteed success, and as of just 12 days since the release of the video, as I'm writing this story, it's racked up over 4 million views. Now Sexxy Red has become rapidly the most buzzing female rapper in the music industry, but behind the music is a dark secret, a shady formula encoded into her persona that aims to provoke and piss off anybody who comes across her music. From the release of her breakout single Pound Town, describing the vivid detail of her nether region,
that booty hole brown,
affiliations, or even her posting her own sex tape to her official Instagram page. In the age of social media today, the rewards seem to go to the people willing to act the most outrageous and offensive. And in many ways, Sexxy Red is the archetype of dialing up your ratchetness to cause maximum offense and making maximum money. But is this really just her being herself, or has her whole persona been a carefully crafted lie with the aim of upsetting as many people as possible and making her and her handlers as rich as possible in the process?
I ain't gonna lie, I could just look at her. She is a trench baby. She probably was one of them joints that after school we going to your joint and we about to get it in, and I'm bringing three of the bros with us. I ain't gonna lie to you. She was one of them, meet me at the bathroom after third period and we gonna go to the stairwell and get it in. I know one when I see one. She was one of them. She was going to sneak to get the nipple piercings, the tats, the belly at about 12, 13. I'm telling you, she done got flipped in a couple traps. On the floor, no bed frame, straight mattress, no sheets on the ground. I know one when I see one. She ain't faking this shit. This is really her.
Well, today we're gonna answer that.
She a trench baby.
This is the disturbing rise of Sexxy Red. Sexxy Red, real name Janae Nira-Wary, was born in the north side of St. Louis on April the 15th, 1998.
Let's start things off from the beginning. Which part of St. Louis are you from?
The north side.
Okay, that's cool.
I'm from the north side.
Clearly proud of her city, Sexxy now has the St. Louis Cardinals STL badge tattooed onto her actual face. Now, this is a city with somewhat of a history within hip-hop, admittedly amongst some of the more forgotten and memeable rappers such as Nelly or Chingy. But the city did arguably produce one of the best drum makers in hip-hop right now, Metro Boomin. In an interview with Say Cheese TV, Sexxy Red actually gave an insight into her early life in St. Louis.
Violence and...
Yeah. It just, life was miserable. Like, I was living with my baby daddy mama. Like, I just, wasn't, when you just ain't where you want to be at in life and you just
Sexxy explains that she struggled in the past having a child when she was young and that she had to share a home with the mother of her children's father. She would explain that St. Louis is a volatile place and that there's not many opportunities to make it out. However, before she blew up in music, Sexxy had actually managed to make her own lucrative past, escaping the cycle of poverty. She actually became a prominent hairstylist in St. Louis, making a big name for herself in the city. Sexxy actually claims that at one point she was doing everybody's hair, all the way to the point where she was making around $4,000 a month. Even to the point where she would actually have people in the same house who were ops, setting aside their beef momentarily for the opportunity to get their hair done by the GOAT.
I used to do hair. I used to do other, like, I could find ways to make money. But my main thing was hair, for sure.
Is this like through word of mouth? Is it?
No, like, everybody know I was the hood hottest hairstylist. Like, I did everybody hair. Everybody named mama hair, literally. Grannies, ops, like, I done had beefing in the same, and they in my house, but I ain't know they was beefing, you know, like. Yeah. I used to do hair, like, real good.
How much do you think you were making a week back then doing hair?
Like, over 1,000.
Like $1,000 a week?
Yeah, it used to be
That's
like,
nice
bitch,
bread.
You said what?
I said, that's nice bread.
Yeah, and then I was young. So, and this wasn't normal, because, like, it's like, it wasn't nobody really doing hair where I was from. I was the one that was popping doing all the hair.
This was like, you know, I'm just sitting here thinking 1,000 a week is 4,000 a month. And 4,000 a month is what, 36K a year? And that ain't shit for real. But I swear to God, you could live comfortably off of 1,000 a week. Your rent, let's say your rent, 1,800. That's taken care of in a week and a half, bruh. Like, anything else you need to do, the rest of that is going straight to that. Like, economy is messed up, times is hard, bruh. But you can live manageably. You can live very comfortably. Not very comfortably, but you can live comfortably off 1,000 a week, 4,000 a month, bro. No cap.
And I was on
Oh, what's going on, Sexxy?
braids that I used to do. So everybody came to me for the sexy red braids, the true red braids, you know, like that.
However, hair might not have been the only means that Sexxy sought out to make money. St. Louis is far from a safe haven in the United States, and it seems that a lot of people in the city are forced to turn to illegal measures when it comes to getting by and making money.
No, that's not the kind of stuff we do in my city. Like, it be stuff, gun charges, drug charges, fleeing the police, like stealing cars, like that. That's the kind of problems we got where we from.
As of 2017, the city actually has the highest murder rate in the country. And as her name, or even her hair would actually give away, Sexxy Red indeed has close ties with the Blood Gang in St. Louis, particularly on the north side of the city. In these younger pictures of Sexxy Red, she can be seen throwing up the Blood B and sporting her notorious all-red hairstyle, clearly banging blood. And she was seemingly tapped in with the Blood Gang since childhood. More specifically, a subset of the Bloods called the 45 Retta Bloods from the Penrose area. On the St. Louis gang map, we can actually see that their territory is located to the north of the city center and is surrounded by various different gang sets. The gang is also known to go by the name 4500 Margaretta, or the Retta Mob. Now, not that much is known about this gang, but there are traces of their heritage scattered all around the internet, such as this YouTube video paying homage to the set and showing numerous members of this gang throwing up their signs.
My backyard, I go through the alleyway, there's Margaretta. How do you run out of weed?
On me. Margaretta, 4,500.
Now, Sexxy's early life in St. Louis unfortunately saw her becoming a victim to the treacherous streets, as she would publicly mention being involved in shootouts with her own baby's father, with these sort of bangouts apparently even occurring on the very same day that that couple were going to the hospital to find out the gender of their child.
Thank God that, you know, I mean, you were pregnant. Anything could have happened.
It was crazy.
Did he start shooting back?
Yeah, it was a shootout. It was a whole shootout. That's the reason he alive.
Sexxy has even mentioned how she's accustomed to this kind of lifestyle, stating outright that she only really wants to date street guys. Now, it seems like over the years growing up in this rough environment led to street activity being completely normalized in Sexxy Red's life.
Oh, man.
She would ultimately find herself
These
being
women,
excited
Delulu.
by shootouts, police chases, and violence.
But that's the excitement, you know, that's the excitement. And that's what street dudes bring. They bring that excitement, like high speed, running in front of police,
Yo.
shootout, shooting with like that.
And because of her talent in the salon, she was already hood famous in the city, with an unbeatable confidence that meant Sexxy Red was not scared to experiment and try new things to get by. And in 2018, she would make the biggest decision of her life to pick up a microphone and try her hand at rapping.
Shit crazy how quick the shit can just flip. No cap. She lit as shit
Sexy
now.
Red actually begun rapping out of pure circumstance. As she would explain in her first interview, it actually all stemmed from an ex-partner cheating on her. After finding out that the man had betrayed her, Sexy decided to write and record a diss track aimed at him. And surprisingly, that man's friends would actually quite enjoy the track, and they encouraged her to pursue music and keep putting out songs.
I had a friend, we were talking. He made me mad, so I wrote a diss song about him, and I
Was it a boo or bang
yeah,
or
it
something?
was my boo.
Okay.
It was my boo-boo. I made a diss song about him, and I showed it to all his friends, and he was mad, but they was like, she straight hard, for real. Like, you straight hard. So I was like, for real?
Following the success of this diss, Sexy Red would find deeper confidence for her new craft, because then she decided to make an official track. This time, it was a remix to FBG Duck's classic street anthem, Slide. Sexy Red was clearly influenced by Chicago drill, likely due to the similar havoc that was ongoing in the streets of St. Louis and the activities of her own gang. Now, the lyrics of her version of the song would include Sexy rapping about finessing men for their money, rapping things like, first I do that sweet talk, and then we milk him for them bands, as well as claiming that she has plenty of smoke, or how she would roll her ops up in a backwood. In the second verse, Sexy would actually show early signs of her future self, describing her dealings with men and stealing other people's partners in vulgar detail. And despite the audio and production quality being fairly low, it was clear from the content that Sexy Red had the charisma to warrant a successful career if she chose to stick it out at music. And while her flow and lyrics were certainly juvenile, the song itself gained enough traction to make a serious name for herself within St. Louis. Perhaps it wasn't the most sonically pleasing, but the track showed Sexy Red's ability to unapologetically be herself. Now, the track itself eventually even got the attention from the original slider FBG Duck himself. And
The original
was
slider.
there on the day of the video shoot. In a now resurfaced interview, Sexy can even be seen standing behind Duck, holding a huge wad of cash and discussing her career. Now, Sexy hadn't even come up with her rap name at this point, and when she was asked about it, she would respond that she doesn't know what it is, but that it needs to be something with red in it.
Wait, what's your rap name?
I don't know yet. Song with red, though.
The interviewer then asks her who was the man that she finessed to get the wad of cash that she was holding.
So who you finessed to get that band right there?
I can't tell y'all.
Okay, yeah.
That ain't y'all business.
Now, hilariously at this point, FBG Duck actually gets upset and forces the cameraman to end the interview, leading many commenters to believe that this money was in fact his, sparking speculation he may well have got up in them guts.
Who was the you finessed to get that?
Tonight, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Another clip would actually surface from this day, showing Sexy Red dancing with Duck and FBG Young to some unreleased songs. And there was yet another funny clip of Sexy Red allegedly trying to sneak Duck's money into her bag. Now, years later, Sexy would discuss this night with Say Cheese TV, giving credibility to the rumors that the money was indeed not hers, as she even admits that she only had $30 in her pocket.
You went to Chicago with $30 in your pocket?
Not even $30. Like, me and my friend, we used to just be doing just traveling and being, one of us and I had no money. I'd be like, bitch, we gonna split this 15-15.
Now, Sexy was aware of the traction that her name was building, and she decided to continue to pursue music, and the next song she came up with truly had the city divided.
This shit lit. No cap. Y'all see I ain't talking a lot. I'm really
On the 1st of
interested.
July 2018,
No
Sexy
cap.
Red released the video for her official single, 1,000 Jugs. Just like Slide, this was another remix or reworking of a classic song. This time, the sample features the instrumental to Vanessa Carlton's hit 1,000 Miles, the single that was made viral by the classic Terry Crews dancing White Chick.
A lot of y'all
Now,
too
Sexy
young
Red
for
would
that.
claim that she saw a remix of the song online and decided to give her own go at rapping on the beat.
So how did 1,000 Jugs come about?
Well, I was on the internet and I seen a dude had did it and he was saying boom boom. So I'm like, ooh, I can remix this. But I was just playing when I did it.
And it was this single that actually took Sexy to another level in St. Louis, but maybe not for the reasons she had hoped. In the interview, Sexy explains that most of the people around her clowned her for this song and told her not to put it out as it would make her a joke in the city.
Yeah.
And then I recorded it and everybody was laughing at me. In the studio when I recorded, I'm like, shoes, what's funny?
Yeah, I'm dead.
Right, I'm like, and then that's when some people liked it, but they like, man, don't record that. Don't put that out there like that. You're going to make a joke of yourself. You're going to make a joke of yourself. So I was like, kind of didn't want to put it out. Like that, I had been wrote that song. I just never dropped it.
When listening to the song, it becomes clear as to why many were taken off guard by the track, as Sexy sings her take on 1,000 Miles, reimagined
I'm not gonna lie, that shit was key. That shit sucked. No cap. And you could tell it was just in the basement studio, camera off your phone. Like, that joint was terrible, bruh.
Mentioning the chorus
No
with her
cap.
exaggerated ratchet voice. The song itself is compiled of hilarious boom boom ad-libs and features tongue-in-cheek lyrics of her rapping about killing goofies. Sexxy appears to even reference a possible run-in with her ops on the song, suggesting that she'd sent them running so fast that they left behind their tennis shoe. Now, the verses of the song weren't exactly filled with complex bars or metaphors, but it was a perfect depiction of Sexxy Red's ratchet personality. And from here, Sexxy decided to ignore her haters, going forward with the record, even filming an equally outrageous music video.
No
Her
cap.
toting guns and walking around her St. Louis hood with a goofy-looking man who looks like he has no business of being there. There were scenes of Sexxy Red strumming an AR rifle like a guitar and skipping around the neighborhood with that goofy. Now, Sexxy Red clearly didn't take herself too seriously, and she clearly understood the recipe for going viral on the internet, which doesn't always have to rely on good quality music or well-thought-out lyrics. In the end, she chose to release that single that many people had clowned her for, ultimately doubling down on the theme with an equally outrageous music video. But it turned out she had actually made the right choice, as the video amounted to hundreds of thousands of views, making her a household name in the streets of St. Louis. That single would land her first radio interview on Hot 104.1 FM, where in a wholesome display she was actually joined by her own mother. Sexxy had already been making legitimate moves to further her career in the city, even performing Slide to a big crowd in St. Louis just days after 1,000 Jugs was released. Sexxy by this point clearly realized there was a formula to getting views and going viral. She had the image, the lyrics, and the gangster affiliations that she would need to blow up in rap music quick time. And the more outrageous her songs and videos and lyrics were, the more fame and success she would see, whether people hated her or not. It may be possible that 1,000 Jugs was so influential that it might have even been the inspiration for Young and Ace to choose that very same beat in 2021, when him and other ATK members chose to record the classic diss track Who I Smoke, which I covered extensively in my video about the war in Jacksonville. But anyway, in her interview, Sexxy Red would actually give an insight into how she felt becoming a meme off the back of these records.
About and how you feel like getting put on like all these different social media platforms.
I mean, like, it's just crazy to me. I did not think, it's just so funny to me when I just go on like the internet and see me as a meme and see what people say about me, because I'm like, I never thought that I would get out there all the way like that. Like, I was always popular all my life though. Like, everybody already knew me in the city, but now it's viral, like, for real. It's kind of weird.
You was on your Insta story the other day and you was walking and dude was like, hey, I know you. A couple dudes stopped you. How that feel now?
Everybody stop me everywhere I go now.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go. It don't matter where I go. I go to the nail shop. I can go to the beauty supply, the supermarket. They gonna be like, you Sexxy Red. You just, hey, was you that girl on that video with that white boy with that ponytail with that, like, they always say stuff.
And she would go on to explain that she saw social media as a blessing.
So I always ask people this question, do you feel like social media is a curse or a blessing?
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, it was harder for people to get noticed without social media. But now that you got social media, it's so much faster for people to get seen.
Yeah.
And go viral and stuff like this. Like, that's a blessing.
Now, having just released 2 songs, Sexxy Red at this point was getting very clued up on how to manipulate the audience for views and exposure. And Sexxy Red would aim to keep this momentum going, releasing the drug anthem Free Smoke in the same month as 1,000 Jugs. And in the next year, on the 1st of January 2020, Sexxy would follow that up with another street anthem called Northside. On this song, she chose to lean heavily into her blood gang affiliations, choosing a strategy not dissimilar to what Fake Blood 6ix9ine had done to go viral just a few years before this. In the video, Sexxy was seen sporting a red bandana, patterned shorts, and a red rag tied to her hand whilst throwing up numerous blood gang signs. And the lyrics themselves would pay homage to her Northside roots, even dissing other neighborhoods in St. Louis, such as the West and South Side. And she would even claim in the song
lyrics,
she is personally down to go on drills. But sadly, unlike 6ix9ine's blood antics, this song didn't actually get the attention that Sexxy was looking for. And ultimately, she chose to take a brief hiatus, returning to her roots at the salon.
So rap wasn't working out, you know, the last few years.
I mean, it
What
was
were you-
working. My music was
No,
still
you definitely
going
were.
up.
You definitely were. I mean, no disrespect. Like, you definitely were doing your thing. Like, you were household name in your city. You were doing your thing, moving around. You had shows and you had fans.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about, like, you couldn't get the things that you really wanted off rap. So I don't want to disrespect your early career, but what were you doing to make money while you were trying to, you know, build that nationwide buzz?
I used to do her.
But in 2021, Sexxy Red would come back to music, releasing a number of singles which led up to her debut mixtape titled Ghetto Superstar. And to kick off the year, she released the shockingly titled track, Slob on My Cat. This was obviously a homage to the hip-hop classic by 3 6 Mafia, Slob on My Knob. And it would appear that Sexxy Red had another smart strategy of using famous samples of classic records to amplify her career. The original 3 6 Mafia song was an example of one of the most vulgar tracks in the early days of hip-hop that ultimately picked up a lot of attention, which made it a great choice for Sexxy's emerging style. And her choice of lyrics certainly did not disappoint. And the next year, Sexxy would release a music video.
We're not letting her skip that. Slob on my cat, look between my crack, coochie cutters on, ass looking fat. What a real bitch. Suck a pussy lip, ugly ass from the hood with a big. Like, bruh, like, it's so crazy, bro. Like, the lyrics women can get away with, and it catch, it stick. Like, if a nigga came out and said this, but just reverse it to how a nigga would say it, like, come on, bruh. Even the original song, slob on my knob, like corn on a cob, they in the bed, then give me hit, like, that shit wouldn't do nothing nowadays, bro. It wouldn't do nothing, Nathaniel. But it worked for the women, though. No cap. It works.
Certainly did not disappoint. And the next year,
it
Sexxy
really
released
works.
A music video for that song, which ultimately went on to be her biggest hit at that point. And Sexxy would continue releasing her singles, as well as a slew of videos, such as the drill-inspired track Hood Bitch, where she can be seen holding up guns and red blood rags. At this point, Sexxy was picking up steam in the industry, and soon, celebrity co-signs would give her a much-needed stamp of approval. In 2022, JT from the City Girls would give Sexxy Red a public shout-out, letting the world know that her music slaps. Although her mixtape and recent singles at the time were all amassing good views in the hundreds of thousands, Sexxy Red had barely tapped into her full potential at this time. But the next year, 2023, one song in particular would launch her to the very top tier of the rap world.
That motherfucker went crazy, twin. That's
Sexxy Red had ended 2022 on a high note, securing herself a feature with R&B superstar Summer Walker on the song Sense That God Gave You. But this song was unlike any other Summer Walker song, as it appears to be almost a parody of the ratchet-style music that Sexxy Red has gotten so good at making. Summer herself can clearly sing exceptionally well, but on this track, she chose purposely to change her tone and style to fit in with Sexxy Red's style, with the same explicit and shocking style of lyrics that you would expect, along with a music video with the same vibes, which actually would depict a pregnant Summer Walker twerking and dancing around a gas station alongside Sexxy as they rapped along to the vulgar song while holding a baby. The track would give Sexxy a lot of momentum moving into 2023, landing 8 million views, making it her biggest appearance on a song to date. And in January 2023, Sexxy Red would ultimately release her massive hit, Pound Town, produced by beat-making beast Tay Keith. And although the song featured very typical lyrics of what we've come to expect of Sexxy Red by this point, there was one bar in particular that caused the song to spread like wildfire. It was a bar where she... how can I put this? She described the colour of her various holes. The official music video for that track also released the very same month. However, it wasn't until the boxed-in live performance at a wig store was released that caused the song to go more viral than ever. The combination of the hilarious lyrics and the backdrop, as well as the goofy security guard standing behind Sexxy, was ultimately the ultimate recipe to cause this song to go super viral. Her formula worked, and the song had people talking all about her holes from all over the world. Whether there was hate or not, it gained a lot of extra views and traction for Sexxy Red, leading many people to circulate interesting conspiracies about how exactly this talentless rapper had become so famous all of a sudden. It's easy to call someone an industry plant when you're oblivious to the amount of work that they've been putting in for years. 2 months after this, Sexxy would release another official video for her track Pound Town, which now sits on a whopping 33 million views. At this point, she had reached a new peak in the industry and actually became the hottest thing in hip-hop, receiving co-signs from many industry giants like Nicki Minaj, who even made a part 2 to Pound Town. Sexxy would release 2 more singles that matched the hype of Pound Town.
Once she dropped Pound Town, is my camera tripping?
In June 2023, one of which being Ski Yee, another Tay Keith produced banger that pushed Sexxy Red further into the mainstream conversation.
Bruh, once she dropped Pound Town, bruh, and then came out with Ski Yee and shit, bro, I'm telling y'all, bro, before Sexxy Red came out, in terms of like just women and music, it wasn't no degrading shit. The women was getting a little too bougie. And then Sexy came out and got to showing how it really used to be just women ain't really care, and they wasn't thinking about, oh, I got 8 bodies, let me slow down, and I'm not about to wear these booty short. Like, now we back. Society's back. We have a great balance of the Thots and the good women. Before Sexy, like COVID and the good women they were standing out. The Thots was, I don't know, you had to go find them. Now you can get on the gram and see one and be like, oh, she might be one of them ones. Let me go hit her up. We linking the same night. She come back to the crib and we going to Pound Town. Without Sexy, bro, I ain't gonna lie. The amount of Thots, like back in the day, Thots was a thing. You just knew it was some slides, bro. She was labeled as slides, and then kind of like simmered down a little bit. Where all women wanted to be in relationships, and now we back. We got some more slides. Thank you, Sexy. I appreciate you. No cap.
And Sexy remained calculated
Straight
with her
up.
moves, even making the ski-yee dance attached to the song go viral in its own right.
Like, do y'all know what that means? Ski. Okay, ski. That's when, like, if you see a cute girl or somebody with a big booty, or you trying to holler at somebody, or they call that the geek call. The geek. A geek is a crackhead, dope fiend. Like, when you serving geeks where I'm from, that's a geek call. Like, if you see some geeks on the other side of the street, like, ski, so they know you got that in. Yeah, but that's what we do, round.
Now, these tactics that were used to promote Sexy's music and pump up the streams were really working. Now, Ski-Yee is sitting on an astronomical 31 million views. Sexy was at an all-time high at this point, and she would even launch her own lip gloss brand. And in typical fashion, she took the vulgar energy of her music and applied it to selling her products, with the shock factor making her launch super viral too. She would actually name each product in the lineup of lip glosses after famous lyrics from her songs, with one even being named after an STD. She would use names like Coochie Juice, Booty Hole Brown, Coochie Pink, and gonorrhea. That's crazy, but super viral. I mean, it's clear that Sexy was deliberately going after outrage to get people talking about her, and it was working like a charm. However, it was by this point that some of the public began to speak out about how they were disgusted by the lyrical content and Sexy Red's unapologetic attitude in her music videos. Many articles and video essays would be released, debating whether having role models around like Sexy Red was actually doing harm to society.
I told you.
Just providing
No, it ain't. It's doing great. She got us back in our glow. She got us back with the level playing field. Glorilla came out with "Fuck Nigga Free," and women was standing on that. That came out in the summer, if y'all don't remember. F&F by Glorilla. F-R-E-E, fuck nigga free. That means I ain't got to worry about no fuck nigga cheat. I ain't gonna lie, she had the women standing on straight business. Sexy Red came out and washed all that shit away. They going outside damn near naked now. Cranking, ski. If he see me and he trying to say what's up, ski. I appreciate Sexy. I'm gonna keep saying it.
Discourse raising more difficult questions about females' place in hip hop,
I'm
where
gonna
the
keep
talent takes a
saying it.
backseat over sex appeal. To the masses, it could be argued that as long as a female has the image, sex appeal, and raunchy lyrics, they can shortcut to a massively successful career.
110%.
Theory being supported by success of recent rappers like Sukihana, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, and Glorilla.
I will say this: Glorilla can rap. She can rap. Like, she really, like, without the vulgar talk. Like, she really can rap like that. Like, yeah, Glow, two-tone Cardi, it matched the net. Like, Glorilla really, she talented. But like Sukihana, she sucked to me. Cardi B, she can rap to an extent. She's a good artist. I say that. But like Meg, don't do it for me. Meg, don't do it. Meg, don't do it. I hate Meg Thee Stallion. That ain't my swag. She don't look good to me. Her music ass. She too in the drunk. Like, I don't know. I don't like Meg Thee Stallion. We
Using these so-called tactics. But in my opinion, Sexy Red's appeal is really just the result of her being a truly authentic depiction of herself.
Yeah, she
is
a
indeed
trench baby.
Sexy, ratchet, female blood. But regardless, Sexy
For
was
sure.
not going to let her momentum slow up for anybody. And in August 2023, she and Sukihana would team up to release possibly the most raunchy song of all time, titled Hood Rats. Now, I probably can't even show you these lyrics on YouTube, but her and Sukihana they're basically looking for a guy that likes to eat the brown Skittles, if you catch my drift. And in the second verse, they even seem to suggest they want to suck the dust out of Joe Biden. She even went on to appear on Angela Yee's Lip Service podcast, boldly admitting that she had caught 2 STDs previously.
I had chlamydia before though twice.
Like, look, bro, she's enabling the women to think that's okay. I'm here for it. I'm here for it, bro. I'm here for it, bro. She gave the women a voice to be like, you know what? I am a hoe, and I'm going to embrace it. You treat me as a hoe or leave me alone. I thoroughly thank Sexy Red.
Okay,
But
I seen the shift.
Very common. Yeah, very common.
This what happened.
Now they all saying it's common.
Yeah.
And
And we broke up because he was cheating on me. So then we
See?
broke up. Then I went and did me. Then he
shit.
did him. And then
Y'all
we missed
together.
each other, came back
Yeah,
together.
something went right.
We both was like, what's this smell?
Oh shit.
I'm like, ugh, what's going on? So
Did y'all
then
go
we
to the
both
doctor
went to
together?
the doctor. Yeah, went to the doctor
Yeah.
together.
And-
And then we both was like, well, you fuck 2 people. And he like, you fuck 2 people too. I'm like, well, we don't know who did it. We
Damn.
still don't know
Did y'all
who
call
did
the
it.
people that y'all was with and let them know that something went right?
I think I know who did it. But I'm going to blame my baby daddy, though.
Yeah, blame him.
Now, Sexy's music was getting dirtier by the song, but if Meg and Cardi's filthy hit WAP taught us anything, it's that sex sells. and the dirtier the drawers, the stronger the stench. This approach of shock and awe in her music
What,
actually
young?
allowed Sexy Red to stand out, and to some, get more respect, as she was so brutally honest and funny in her music, you just wanted to keep listening. And she knew her formula was gold, and she didn't slow up from there. Sexy would ultimately go on a spree of scoring numerous all-star features during this time, all while being pregnant. She linked up with Lil Durk on the track Hellcats and SRTs in September, Chief Keef in the remix to the track F My Baby Daddy, but in October, Sexy would receive possibly the biggest moment in her career when she appeared on the Drake song Rich Baby Daddy along with SZA, featuring on the hook and making one of the biggest moments on Drake's entire album. And to think that Sexy came from her humble beginnings, making songs for fun, dissing an ex-partner, to collaborating with the biggest artist in the world and making the biggest moment of her album is truly astounding.
That's a
to
fact.
make the situation
Facts,
more
though,
viral,
facts.
Sexy was pregnant around this time, and the video would even show Drake and SZA taking Sexy to deliver the baby at the hospital, even causing rumors that Drake may well have been the father. Not another one. Anyway, moving into 2024, Sexy went on to continue making big and clever moves, such as appearing on a stream with Aiden Ross and pretending they hooked up, a smart way to tap in with his young but huge audience, establishing a good relationship in the streaming industry. Just a few days after that, Sexy would release the music video to her new song, Get Sexy, another viral anthem featuring all the components for a hit record. The video would have an appearance from none other than Soulja Boy doing the classic Crank That dance, Aiden Ross would be in the video streaming himself into a cherry pie, and Drake would appear as Sexy's date. Now, Billboard already considered the song a viral hit just days within its release, and at this point, Sexy Red was becoming a cheat code for other people to go viral. Even her Breakfast Club appearance would have everybody talking, as Sexy, just being herself, chose to stand on business, appearing on the show with no filter, making it immediately clear that she's not fond of the new co-host, Jess Hilarious.
Well, when you came in here, I spoke to you, and the first thing you said was, "No, you can at least look at me."
She don't even want to look at you.
For real, you ain't gotta mess with me, but you can look at me.
She walked in and said, "Hey, Charlamagne,
No,
hey,
but
DJ Envy." Just said hello. She was like,
I
"You
was
be
gonna
sneak dissing."
yo, I was gonna say her
I
damn
didn't even
self.
see
I'm
that.
right here.
I missed
Shit,
that. You missed
yeah.
it. Oh, I see it.
Yeah, no, I spoke to her, and she said, "I don't mess with you, Jess." And I said, "Why?" She said, "Cause you be sneak dissing." I said, "All right, tell me what's wrong. Tell me about it. What's up?"
I don't mess with you.
All right, let me know why.
You be sneak dissing.
All right, how do you feel like I sneak this?
I see everything. I was trying to make
I
sure y'all wasn't
understand.
sneak dissing before I came up here too.
Where we sneak this?
I check everything.
Where we sneak this?
Whether Sexy Red's persona offends the masses or not, it's
I'ma go
part of
watch
all
it.
the strides that she's taken in her career. Many may criticize her, claiming that she used overly sexual and vulgar lyrics to catapult herself to the top of the game. However, behind it all, there's clearly a well-calculated talent and strategy making everything happen. The recipe was perfect, and it could easily be repeated over and over again. Yet Sexy Red's unique charisma meant that by just being herself, she's managed to go viral repeatedly. Seemingly, she's still the same hood rat she was in her first ever releases, with rappers like Cardi B becoming megastars in the late 2010s and singles like WAP reaching Billboard's #1 spot. Maybe the success of these types of rappers is more of a reflection of how our society leans more towards ratchet and overly sexualized content. Now, that's not to say that that's the only way that female artists can get ahead, as there's still plenty of lyrically gifted and talented female MCs that all have their share of success and acclaim. Rappers like Little Sims, No Name, and Rhapsody.
None of them as big as Sexy Red. Or Megan Thee Stallion. Or Cardi B. Let's just be real, bro. We don't want to hear no lyrics and gangster talk and from no women. That ain't what the people want, bro. I'm not saying you can't be successful, but you'll never be a household name or a bigger name than the women that do rap about the body and the coochie and it just ain't gonna happen. I'm sorry, y'all might say double standard. I might get hate for that, bro, but that's just what it is, bro. We watched Sexy Red go from 0 to 100 in a matter of months off of saying what people ain't comfortable with saying, bro. We seen it. Megan Thee Stallion the same way. Come on, bro. That's just how I go. Cardi B, one of Cardi B biggest songs is WAP. Y'all know what that's wet ass punani. Come on, bro. If you want to get on as a female, as a woman, you better open up them legs and get the rapping straight up.
Those stereotypes that have been attached to females within hip-hop. Many of them have managed to become successful in the male-dominated rap scene without ever having to describe the color of their booty holes. And despite the sex-driven shortcuts that Sexy Red has seemingly benefited from, that doesn't mean that she didn't still have a hard come-up. After an appearance on Lil Yachty's podcast, Sexy would even give an insight into some of the real horrors that she'd been a victim to in her past.
Can you tell us like the craziest thing that's ever happened to you?
Crazy. It's gonna stay between us.
I got her. That's the craziest thing that ever happened to me.
Maybe something like that.
Okay, but
Maybe something. Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Like,
maybe something.
shootout?
Yeah, there we go. Shootouts.
There we go.
High speed?
Yeah, that's more what we were thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Wait.
We just want to say we are sorry.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, we're done something.
That is bad.
That was unfortunate.
It's not something we should.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the shootouts and stuff. Wow. You know, you have done a lot of things.
Yeah, I have.
And now you're a big rapper.
It isn't as if she was just given a career without any hardships in life. And whether or not the public hate Sexy Red or believe her success is all just a clever marketing tactic, manipulating the streams and using sex to bait engagement, ultimately she's just being herself, and it's paid off handsomely.
I'm grown. Why do I gotta hide what I want to do? I'm grown, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it when people say I'm acting a certain way or I'm being myself. Like, what? All I know is to be me, you know? So I don't know.
She
how
a
to be
trench baby, real
understand
deal.
what you saying, but I'm saying I'm being a hoe because I'm being myself.
So from being practically unknown at the start of 2023 to being at the top of the industry in 2024, clearly Sexy Red is a legend in the making and will definitely be here to stay. Let me know in the
I ain't gonna lie, that's a great video. I learned a lot. I don't listen to women. I don't listen to female artists. Like, it just ain't, it ain't my swag. It ain't what I listen to. Just like I don't listen to a lot of male artists. It ain't just what I'm into. So usually I just never would have sat down and watched a video on the rise of Sexy Red. It was a good video though, man. Shout out to her. She done been through a lot. She made her way, bro. Can't be mad at it, bro. I don't care how mad you want to be about her lyrics, her style, how she portrays herself. She made it. She did something everybody wants to do. Be rich. Be successful. Not even famous, just rich and successful, bro. She did it. She did it her way. She played by her rules and it worked, bro. Can't hate on it, bro. You can't beat the player. You can't hate the player, hate the game. Straight up. And if you can't beat the game, join them up. That's all I'm going to say, man. With that being said, it's Ty Fetty with the Fatty. Get me to 30,000 subs by the end of June. I got a cash giveaway for y'all. Y'all know how I get. I man of my word. It happens every time. I'm going to link the video. Probably my next video I'll drop, I'm going to link the video of the winner video of my last giveaway. What was it? $200, $300, bro? It ain't nothing crazy, but it's some free bread, bro. I support y'all because y'all support me, bro. Y'all know how this go. Make sure y'all stay smart, bro. Stay dangerous. I'm going to catch y'all next time on Gone.